All right, Mestro's Analytics here. We're talking batting order. So the way I think about it, there's sort of three main categories that can impact batting order. One is the fact that hitters at the top of the lineup will have more bats. So looking over stats, top of the lineup, you have 1,200 to 1,250 at bats throughout the week. Bottom of the lineup, 950 to 1,000. So who do you want hitting more? Do you want your good hitter getting those extra 300 at bats or your bad hitters? So there's a natural tendency to have your better batters up front. Mentor, we'll talk more about this. We got four mentor levels that have a direct impact on lineup. And then there's skills, which we will also get into, but I got them listed out here. Some are legend skills, some are um, non legend skills. So let's talk about mentor because that is sort of the most complex one. So listed out the different mentors that have either impact on lineup or maybe just stats. So if we first look at the first one, level one, increasing in hits for batters one and two, no runners in scoring position. So first inning, that's always going to be active. Um, the second one is an alternative, so increasing extra base hit for uh, batters 3, 4, 5 with runners in scoring position. So you get an extra batter in there. So it affects three, but it's got a condition that runners are in scoring position. I don't know why people would go for number three. Just you're going to get down to that part of the lineup later as well. Stamina decrease, it doesn't really affect anything. The third skill, increase chance of one hit if a pinch hitter's same position grade on the bench. That's the first option. The second one's more about pinch hitter. So that first one can have an impact. If you have, it really affects the stats of the people. But think about if you have a weaker batter, maybe you put somebody on the bench with the same grade and position. So I'm bolding the ones I have chosen, by the way. So um, the number 6, the first option is a pitching one, but the second one, increase hit with batters 1 and 2 if tied or losing after the 6th inning. So it's kind of got a spotlight effect. So Mentor 1, Mentor 6 gives definite boosts to your first two batters as well. This number 7, it's not the one I chose, but it's kind of random, but it can affect stats. Increase chance of a hit with the first pitch after a pitching change. So that can affect stats, but it's just going to be random. Number 8, same thing. I didn't choose it, but increased chance of an extra base hit with third at bat versus starting position. So your top of your lineup could definitely see that boost. So it's another reason to maybe put some of your better hitters up front. Number 9, increased chance of an extra base hit with no runners, 2 outs. So that could be maybe have a little bit of effect if you put Um, it, it is kind of random though. Just trying to think if it would affect, but it will affect stats. The other one is increased chance of a hit after a stolen base. Given how bad stolen bases are in the game, I wouldn't pick that one. Increased chance of a hit on a bunt could affect a fast runner. Um, I do it more for PvP, that one. And then the other option kind of stinks. All right, so number 12. So here is another one. Increased percent chance of extra base hit for batters 3, 4, and 5, tied or losing after the 6th. So very similar to number 6. This one affects batters 3, 4, and 5. The other options, maybe the worst option. This is the clearest choice because closing pitchers, they come on the mound prior to the 9th. I'm not sure if I've ever seen it actually ever happen. So number 13, increase home run following a home run. So you can put home run hitters back to back. So that's a definite takeaway there. That you want to kind of bunch up your home run hitters. And then your gold skill nerfs. Think about that. Charisma spotlight. So that could have an impact on stats, lineups, etc. All right, so now moving on to skills. I messed up the title here, but I'm not going to redo it because I'm lazy. Pioneer definitely affects the batting order. You have a higher hit chance with lower team hits. So you want to put Pioneer in sort of your leadoff spot. Contact Master. It's the opposite. Higher hit chance with higher team hits. So you want to put that guy down towards the bottom of your lineup so more hits have occurred, especially in the first go around. Chance Maker. Increase extra base hit for next batter according to the on-base count when on base. So you don't want him being your leadoff runner. Definitely. So he would kind of go towards the bottom. People say that's sneaky skill anyway. So Born to be a Star. Increase hit chance with runners on base. So think about putting that behind guys with high on base percentage and low home run totals. So if you look at, you can sort of back into your home run, your on base percentage, not including home runs. So, you multiply your on base percentage by your at bats, subtract your home runs, and then redivide by your at bats. So see how many times they're on base. Those are the guys you want ahead of your Born to be a Star player. Master Base Thief. Increase stats when on base. So I would like to put a guy with that in front of home run hitters. Ideally, it's paired with skills like prediction, batting machine, skills that you get you on base, may not hit home runs. Ain't over. Stats when you're losing, similar to professionals. Increase stats when you're winning. You want them towards the bottom of the lineup because in the first inning it's going to be 0-0, so it's not going to be active. So maybe by the time that gets to them in the second or third inning, there will be some sort of score change. Table setter, um, increased I when no runners are on. You want that, your leadoff hitter. Mess. That definitely has an impact to some extent. Decreased stats when runners are on base. So if you have, depending on what the other skills are, you can be hurting, say, a home run hitter if you have your traditional way of doing a batting order, where you'd have your contact guys, in the 1 and 2 hole, and then your power hitters in the 3, 4, 5 slot. So that's may not work necessarily in the game because of skills like Mess. All right. Still didn't change the title. All right. So let's look at some results so far. Here's what we're looking at in terms of skill sets. We got, the average of the con power I. We got the 3 different skills. And then, in 2022, sort of what their stats have been, even with all the changes, just to give you some example of who the better hitters are. So got OPS, home runs per bat, on base percentage. We got a bunch of charisma, slugger instinct. Hundley's got the triple skill set. Even though everybody's a SIG except for Hundley. And then Ozzie, Paul Molitor, Barry Williams, and Lou Boudreau are legends. So, so here's the results. I've been moving stuff around. You can kind of see some things are a little disappointing, like Pete Alonso. So Contact Master. So I've been trying to move him around to figure out where he would work the best. He's underperforming, in terms of OPS. Guys with much, much lower stats, Dan Murphy. All right, moving on to actual week results. What I have here is the batting order, the week ending, as well as the rank, the score, the actual rank number, as well as some overall team stats, your home runs per bat, your batting average, your on base percentage, and just trying to track those stats from week to week, making changes to see, what the results are. So the first one was kind of the batting order I've been running for a while. Had the best hitters first. Finished D3. Changed it to putting Williams behind the higher on base percentage. A wee lower, but really that just represents one loss. Difference between 1791 and 1778 is one game. So it's not necessarily statistically significant difference. You'd want to really test it for several weeks because you got pitchers being in up and down condition. Same with batters. So you got, are you winning your home matches? There's a lot of other variables which makes this a little difficult. I kept the lineup the same for 2 weeks, and had a much different result in where I finished in ranked. So there's other variables which makes this difficult to necessarily quantify. You'd really want to do it over multiple weeks. When you really think about it, batting order is, a good batting order maybe say gets you to win 60% of your games, and in bad batting order, you might be at 58, 59%. So it's not going to, completely revolutionize your results. It could help incremental change. So on the 23rd, then I put guys with charisma first. This was a suggestion I had heard from Fu. He's a East server player. He's been featured on AK Gaming's channel, so decided to try that out. Had good results with that. I pushed Pete back in the lineup because contact master. Still having Ozzie and Molitor, worst hitters in the back. On the 30th, then I decided to put the Sigs front and push Alonso all the way to the back. Drop off there for sure. Kind of changed it up, moved Alonso back up. Put Ozzie and Molitor back to being last. So this is sort of closer to more my original lineup. Had a pretty good result. Changed it again on the 13th. Sigs first, then Hundley, and Hojo, Smith, then Williams, and then made Alonso last. Finished 190 this week. So I can't say one was definitively better without doing multiple weeks, but I do like the charisma guys first. I think it does have a good suggestion. One thing I want to play around with is Alonso. Do I want arguably the best hitter in terms of stats, not necessarily skills, being all the way in the back? You get less at bats and all that. So I think so. Going back, things to consider, top of the lineup, we got mentor, skills, kind of think about these things in putting together the lineup. I'm going to be making a bunch of changes for next week. We had some good results with some skill changes, so I'm kind of compiling that video, and I think that should drop tomorrow. So anyway, hope you found this interesting. Let me know what insights you have. I'm completely forgetting his name right now, but a guy did comment. I'm going to put his link in the description. He commented he did a video on batting order, and I thought it was a pretty good video as well. So I'll link to that one in the description. Check that out. He focused a lot on mentor, so some of the same conclusions, and I'm throwing in skills as well. So let me know what you guys think. I don't think there's a magic solution. I think there's some strategy there, though, that you can help utilize. So later, and happy grinding.